Alright, well Big Games has a brand new extension for the Easter event. This one seems to be a boss chest raid, though the raid itself is just unbreakable. So this makes farming a little less tedious for everybody that just wants to stick on a zone and just plop there. Now of course, there are two variations of this. One where you basically go up against everybody in the server it seems like, and then just one for just the raid itself. MVP looks like it also gives you some sort of benefit towards the event too. So I'm kind of looking at this right now, and the server points are just going up. Server bonus MVP points is 275 and the server DS is 50. So it looks like break the boss chest dropped gifts to the server. So it looks like you can choose, like there's a choice between two of them. There's the Titanic Easter gift and the huge Easter gift. And there is a timer for this as well. So let's go over this and try to learn this. I also forgot to mention too is for those that do have MVP and you haven't checked the forever pack, I would really do so because I ended up getting a few of the booster token things over here for free. So this is going to help you out in the long run, especially if you haven't paid attention to like the actual forever pack. Just go ahead and claim the ones that are free there for you. Okay, so 12 minutes have officially passed by and I just want to go over this very quickly. So it is very, very important once you reach a certain level to continuously make sure that you try to keep up with your egg level. I only say this because even with myself, I know at some point my pets were somewhat struggling to break a chest. Now, currently right now, I am using a little spring bee, which is fine because that's the final pet that is inside of this spring egg for my current level, so I have to progressively upgrade this as much as possible. I know for a fact as well, if I were to take out the mega chest breaker, this would take a little bit more longer. If you do not have the mega chest breaker, that is absolutely fine. You can obviously use the regular chest breaker book, but make sure that you're trying to upgrade your level upgrades as much as you can to match your level. Remember, I have to take into consideration not everybody is going to have a Titanic or anything in their team that's going to help them break this faster. So the higher of the level that you make it, the more balanced that you have to make everything else in between, right? Well, out of sheer curiosity, for those that are wondering, should you make it heroic or not? We're gonna go ahead and do this for just a second. Now, obviously, you could tell that the chest is, oh my gosh, dude, we're sitting in the trillions. So that's fine, because at the very end of the day, hopefully your guys' setup and everything that you have so far upgraded inside of the machine is worth it. Now, of course, you can only do this up to 10 times, I believe, in one singular day. So we're here testing tap teamwork, tap blast, explosive, everything that's empowered right now. So this went by very quickly, smooth. So this is the setup that I'm currently using. Granted, I have super magnet there because I feel like having it there. It's just a pillow for anything, mainly because my avatar is very small. So if items don't end up coming to me, all I have to do is just put on my hoverboard, jump up, and then they eventually come to me. Now that's just my choice. I know everybody's probably gonna be like, Viper baby, you don't have to do that. Viper baby, you don't need the magnet thing, right? I want to! Okay, so it looks like I'm about halfway there from completing out the entire thing, which to me doesn't seem too bad, right? It's only been 1 hour at this point. So I'm looking on the very far right to see how long it would take for them to break the breakables without me being in the zone to basically tap and assist them with the ultimate that I currently have. And it's not too bad. Now for those, again, that are struggling to do this, I would highly recommend that you guys actually just chill in the zone with them for a little bit to garner points and obviously tokens. Remember, at the very end of the day, not everybody is going to be able to go through this super duper fast. Obviously, there's going to be a point where you are going to struggle. So now I want to go ahead and upgrade an egg real quick. Granted, it is expensive to go ahead and do this, so make sure you're upgrading the correct things before you go ahead and make that decision. Obviously, I have to go ahead and do this now. So it looks like the next one is a pastel art cat. I'm not sure what the name is off the top of my head, but we're gonna have to go ahead and roll for this, meaning that I'm probably gonna have to get rid of 2 books to go ahead and replace it with 2 additional books. I am gonna go ahead and enchant though, just so I can get some extra luck in there without sacrificing major books. So I did something and I went to go see out of sheer curiosity. There is another thing that you can go ahead and buy and it automatically spawns in a heroic chest for you. So it gives you 50 times the points. So this one is a chubby little chest. So we're gonna chill here for a second for how however long it's going to go ahead and take. Actually, you know what? I'm probably going to go ahead and swap out 2 books real quick. I was trying to remember what other books that I had here just to go ahead and actually see if it does do anything. Okay, so I have the angelic and the demonic book there, and I just remembered that it was tap blast and explosive that I had here. So you don't necessarily need to copy exactly the exact book set that I am currently using. I just want to go ahead and see how many points, how many tokens I end up getting from this. So obviously it says destroy for 20,200 points, which is pretty good. Now granted, this might change obviously the more that you upgrade your chest. So this will definitely give people a boost if they're on the leaderboard wanting to maintain themselves on the leaderboard. So it's going to be an expensive battle for the leaderboard. I can already see this. So it's a gem eater, which is fine because people want the economy to go down. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and see how much tokens we get out of this. So I have 576,000 tokens. So I'm going to wait until this breaks to see. Okay, so it broke and it literally boosted us up by like more than half of what. Holy moly, dude, it boosted us up like 600,000 to 700,000 tokens actually. Okay, so I finally hit a point where this little chest here is almost 9,000 to 10,000 health. Now, this is where tokens are going to be a little bit more difficult to get, even with the boosters. So this heroic chest thing, every once in a while, you're going to notice that it is going to refresh. It takes about an hour or so, so every 10 hours daily, you're going to have those 10 chances. Every hour, you're going to go ahead and be able to make it heroic, and this is where you have to play strategically. So ultimates really do make a huge difference. Whatever you need to go ahead and have your pets be assisted by breaking these faster so you can get more tokens to upgrade. I could tell at the very end of this, it's going to be a lot harder every single time you go ahead and upgrade your chest. So around the 50-55 level range, you're going to notice a drastic difference unless you have a better stat pet and a better setup. So this is where things are going to really matter. And this is with the Mega Chest Breaker, just an FYI too, by the way. So I could imagine if you don't already have this, then you're going to be sitting here for probably triple the time, quadruple the time that I'm sitting here. So for those that don't want to sit here constantly and want to wait for tokens, points, stuff like that, you are inevitably going to have to actually go get boosters. Otherwise, you're going to be here for a hot second. Okay, so by boosters, I mean like the token boosters. It's not going to increase your damage input at all, by all means. Remember this. It's just going to go ahead and actually just make this a little bit more faster in token wise. So we are 1 trillion down, so we're almost ready to go ahead and actually just see how many tokens we get out of this. So we're going to turn that on. We're going to go and see. So I'm 216,000 tokens in. So once this breaks, we're going to go ahead and see how much we end up getting out of this. Okay, so once the chest broke, it went all the way up to 1,200,000 tokens. Now, that is a ginormous jump. Remember though, is it really that big of a jump when you have to upgrade things finally once you reach a level where it's going to cost more than 400,000 per upgrade? Who knows? But what I do know is that it does help you out greatly when you do make the chest heroic. Just keep in mind though that it is going to have you create a setup that now will be important for your grinding. So again, remember at the very end of the day, once you reach that tier 50, that's when it's going to get a little bit more difficult for you as you upgrade. So for this next step, I am going to go ahead and leave the pets just basically do their thing and have my ultimate just be active. Now, I want to see in a span of like maybe 2 minutes or so, how many chests I'm able to break. So for this one, we are going to be testing out using all of these enchants here. So we have 2 strong pets, 2 criticals, and 3 tap powers. And then obviously a explosive. Then the Mega Chest Breaker. Now, the Mega Chest Breaker is the only exception to absolutely everything that not everybody's gonna have. Again, if you do not have this enchant, that is absolutely fine. I understand it's super expensive. You can always replace that with just the regular Chest Breaker. So we'll leave this be, and then we'll see how many chests end up being broken. The 2 minutes have finally gone up and it looks like I was able to break 8 chests. Now, this is the thing. I'm currently just using a regular bee. I don't have the ability to get the cat just yet because I'm not ready to go ahead and get more tokens spent on this. 2, my chest damage isn't all the way up as it should be because my priority right now is to break as many chests as humanly possible. Though it's a bit redundant to upgrade something that is going to be continuously hard to break and slow your progression down if you're not balancing things out. So I do like to keep those, if anything, at the same level or just having the damage a few levels under. So now what my main focus is to try to get this little cat right here to go ahead and make my damage a lot better than it is previously, because we can increase that number rather than 8 to maybe 10 to 11. That's pretty much it. Currently right now I'm at level 61 and I can already tell that this might take a few days, if that, to go ahead and complete this out. Now, I did notice once you did reach level 50, that is when your setup is going to kick in drastically. Definitely, however you choose to set up your team with enchants, this is what works best for me, so this is what I'm personally going to go ahead and stick with. For your ultimate, obviously, I always recommend Tsunami, number 1, because it's a lot quicker to go ahead and refresh, and 2, it's not as expensive as the other 2, which are UFO and Nightmare. And that's pretty much it. You guys have all the power in the world to go ahead and make that decision whenever you feel like making this little area here heroic or not. Remember though, you have 10 usages per day, so every 24 hours this is going to refresh for you and you can choose whenever you want to go ahead and use it. And let's say you're completely done and over with those charges, you do have the tokens here for this. Now obviously this is a gem expensive leaderboard system, so if you do not care about like your gems or stuff like that, then by all means, this is a completely different setup for anybody else that just might be casually playing this or are curious to know how this event works. And until then, I will see you guys all in the next video. I still have to go ahead and complete my little Easter egg hunt, which I still have to go ahead and find them. Okay, bye.